Anibal, Blanca, and Oscar, mother, father, and son, came to the seminary. Anibal came to the first class along with his son Oscar. Blanca also joined them later, and they came under the tutelage of their pastor, Eutimio, who tragically died of cancer while he was in seminary. They stayed faithful, got their education. All three of them graduated from the seminary. They're all enrolled in the master's program today. They have three congregations. They don't have a church building. Their goal is to raise up pastors who will plant churches. So right now they have 25, at last count, leaders who are about ready to be set free to establish new churches around Venezuela. That's their intent. Their intent is to raise up leadership. So they've had over 25 students from their churches enrolled in some class in the seminary. That number may be 35 or 40 now. I've lost track. Recently, in one of their services, 3 Iranian men showed up. Iranians are in Venezuela for a number of reasons, but primarily because of the petroleum industry. These 3 men looked ominous. The pastor was very concerned because they posed a threat because of terrorism. He didn't know what they were there for, and he was frightened. And so he prayed, and the Lord said, just preach to them. So he went ahead and preached the gospel that day, and all 3 were converted. Oscar, the son, who's also the youth minister and worship leader in the church, called me and emailed me and said, we need some Farsi materials, that is materials in the language of Farsi, their native language. We don't have anything in Venezuela. So I contacted missionaries around the world and got a number of online resources and shared those with Oscar so they could do discipleship training with these new Christians and with other men in their community. He contacted me again and said, we need some Bibles. They want some physical Bibles they can hold in their hand. So I ordered from the American Bible Society 10 Bibles in Farsi to take down to him the next time I went. The day I was packing to go, I couldn't find but 8 of the Bibles. I don't have any idea what happened to the other 2, but I could only find 8. I hadn't told him how many I was bringing, so I simply packed the 8 and went on and presented him with the 8 Bibles, and they were using those to do the work with the Iranian men. Came back and heard about the way the work was progressing. It was exciting to hear the report of these men who will one day go back to Iran as missionaries for Christ, sharing the gospel in a land where we can't go and can't share. The next time I was going to Venezuela, I was packing my suitcase with the books we have to take all the time to the seminary students because you can't ship any books down there. And in my office, I found the 2 missing Farsi Bibles. I don't have a clue how I had misplaced them or where they had been or what had happened, but simply took them and threw them in the suitcase to take with me to Venezuela. The next day after arriving in Venezuela, I took the suitcase full of books out to the seminary to put in the room where we keep our books. And when I got there, Oscar was there, this young pastor. It was not a week of seminary. I was surprised to see him. But I said, good to see you. I said, I've got a couple of things for you in this suitcase. Come into the house with me. So we went into the mission house, and as I opened the suitcase, on the top of the pile was the 2 Farsi Bibles. And I took them out to hand them to him, and Oscar started crying. Now, he's not a highly emotional person, so I was surprised at this. I said, Oscar, what's the matter? And he regained his composure. And he said, this morning I prayed for 2 more Farsi Bibles, and here God provided them today. You can figure out why I misplaced those Bibles, what happened, the circumstances around it. You can call it coincidental, you can call it anything you want to. But I know for Oscar, God answered his prayer in a miraculous way beyond comprehension that very day. And we see miracles like that taking place in Venezuela consistently in the Church of Jesus Christ there.